right. Good morning, everybody. Left Farmer 73 here at Hood Tech. Uh, this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be answering some questions. I'm on my laptop, so it's going to be a little hard for me to kind of get used to this. So I'm going to be answering questions this morning from the moment the first person comes into the room. I'm going to start the clock at 30 minutes. 30 minutes of questions about. So, okay. Good morning, Nini. You are the first one in the room today. So I will start the clock at 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay. Once this bell goes off, I'm done. I will shut the video down unless there's something else catastrophic comes up. I'm going to try to stick to that. So hello, good morning, Peaches. Let me check this out. Okay, there we go. Good morning, Peaches. Good morning, Nini. Good morning, EVODs. That's a lot of letters, my friend. Peaches. Elisa, how you doing? Miss 1204, how you doing? So good, Gardner. What's going on, my brother? I want to say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Dave Busby. Carbon Q, little sister, where you been? Let me just kind of up this because I want to say hello to everybody on this channel. I can do that, so I just kind of upgraded of just a few more minutes to say hello and good morning. So Dave Busby, how you doing this morning? Carbon Q, man, it's good to see you, sister. It's good to see you. My coffee a little bipolar this morning, so gotta take it down a few notches. Good. Taking care of your mom, good. Good. I was worrying about you. I'm glad to hear from you. I mean, every blue moon, even if I know you taking care of your mom, I've been there. If just for 2 seconds, just be like, hey, lad, I'm good. Just, letting you know. Every blue moon just hit me up just to let me know you good. All right. I've been trying to keep my eyes on you. Okay. So the only reason I'm here today on Hood Tech is and going live. I'm gonna try to keep the lives pretty cut and dry. Questions. I just did a video about solar panels the other day. I did it on both channels. I'm trying to put all tech stuff on this channel. So everybody like, why is he doing double videos on both channels? Because this channel, I'm going to keep all technical, anything, every product reviews, everything is going to just be on this. Gardening and everything else on the other channel. This one, we will just be talking about tech in all fashions, even if it's garden tech. It's going to be about technology. So if you have any questions, because on the other channel, on Lair Farmer channel, I get questions about why didn't you hook the panels up this way? Why didn't you hook the panels up that way? I try to keep that video as simple as possible. That's my explanation. I could have hooked those panels up in 500 different ways. I wanted to keep it simple. So because some people don't know how to hook up those solar panels with an MC4 connector in parallel or in series. That's all I wanted to talk about. From there, we're going to be combining the two, parallel series, putting several panels in parallel, then in series, and I'll show you how to do that. But right now, I just wanted to make sure we answered any questions that you may have, or some product that you just purchased. This is the time to hit me up. And the clock is ticking. We have almost a little over 25 minutes left. Any questions whatsoever? I'm going to try to just be quiet because y'all know I will talk your freaking life off. Okay. Okay, Peaches. Oh, I'm not on StreamYard. I'm sorry. Next time it'll be on StreamYard so I can pull your question up. Peaches Rodriguez says, I do have a question. I saw that you set up everything in parallels, but you didn't speak about voltage. In actuality, I did speak about voltage in the longer video, the pieces that I edited out, The reason I didn't go in depth with voltage and amperage and all of that stuff is because right now, at that moment, going in depth, I want to talk about that on a video like this so I could answer it. Now, there is one piece that I left in there, and that was the van powers. I said the reason I ran that in parallel is because it could only accept 60, what was it? 60 volts. Yeah, 60 volts. And I didn't feel like dealing with that right now. It only has so many panels. So that's why I did that. There is a bigger explanation in that video that I edited off, but that's why I saved that for this video here, because that video was literally an hour long before I cut everything off. So what did you want to know about voltage, Peaches? Is there anything that you wanted to know? Because there's something I could tell you, but I'm trying to leave this onto the floor. Trying to leave this conversation on the floor for you. So you got the questions. I'm going to try to get the answers. And if I don't have the answers, we'll find the answer together. Let's see. Nope. No questions. When I do a video, how you doing, HVAC? It was good to see you, my friend. Let me see. Peaches Rodriguez. Yes, series and parallels. Does one give more than the other? Does one give more what than the other? Candace T, how you doing? Say, well, Candace T, if you missed the video and you don't have questions, you may have questions about something else that you have. Amps. No, your amps stay the same. When you run in series, your amps stay. When you run in series, your amps always stay the same. So let's say I have 8 amps. Let me. I'm gonna stop the clock, and I'm gonna show you something. That way you can see that. I love this little panel. I keep this around. I keep this panel around just for examples. It's a HQST. I love this little guy. It's a 50-watt panel. It's so small. I really like this. I keep this on my wall like a decoration, but it's a really awesome panel. But I keep this for the same reasons you're asking about right now, which is the voltage. And it's hard to see. I don't have my phone. Okay, there's the amps. Let me see. Your amps stay the same. Let me find them here. Yeah, the amperage on this one is 4.32 on an open circuit. Okay, so while it's running, it's at 3.04. Your amps stay the same. Your voltage, you start multiplying your voltage the more panels you add. So you gotta watch that. That's the one you gotta watch, is that voltage. Okay. I'm gonna leave this here just in case we need that again. You have to watch that voltage. Let's start the clock back up. Okay. I missed the video. Okay, got that one. Hey, Grace, guys, how you doing? Good to see you this morning. Okay. How you doing, A. Roberts? Good to see you. Miss 1204, sorry, don't have any questions now. I have solar power book that I need to read. I did learn that I will need a few more panels. Okay. What's up, B Rich? It's good to see you in here, brother. So that new Blue Eddy AC6080 and B80, you did a review on Lead Farm 73. How many expandables units can you add? I don't have it here with me. I'm home. Well, I'm at Easley Island right now. I want to say, oh my God. I think you could only add 2 batteries to that, 2 B80s onto the AC60. I've read on it, and I couldn't find anywhere where it said it could go further than that. And I will have to find out more. Now, here's another thing too. When you add those batteries on, here's something that throws people off. When you add the B80 onto the A60, it does not make it, now that you have 1400 watts. You know, you can't run 1400 watts. It doesn't turn into 1400 watts. You still can only, it still only has an AC of 600 watts output, but now you could just run it longer. It's just, all you're adding is longer run time. So that's where they kind of throw you off at on that. Some people's like, so now it's the 1400 watts? No, it's 1400 watt hours, meaning you have 1400 extended hours to run. It didn't add that onto the AC power. Let me go back up. Thank you, my brother, for that question. Candace T, guess my main question is about portable solar panels. I want to buy them for the portable solar generator, but I don't know what kind to get. I have a Blue Eddy. You can get any kind you want, Candace T. Before you go getting foldable mobile solar panels, make sure that's what you're just doing them like you're going on a trip. Those are not there to be left out in the rain, sleet, and snow. They will degrade fast. The longest I've left those out, and they say you ain't even supposed to leave them out at all. The longest I've left them out is 30 days. No, I left those ones at my land out for 2 months like that. So that's about the longest I've ever left foldable panels up. So for the most part, make sure that's what you need. Now, as far as what's the best foldable panels, I can only speak for the ones that I've dealt with, and I'm going to name off a couple. I kid you not. Some of my best foldable panels that I've ever used, me personally, this don't mean it's the best out there. The Blue Eddy foldable solar panels. This is going to surprise you. The Pecron foldable panels. And here's another one for you. The All Powers foldable panels, the most powerful. They give you the most input. I don't know how they do it, the technology, I don't know. Pecron, All Powers, Blue Eddy. I got one more. Boujarv. Now, I have way more brands than that, but you always see in my videos, if I'm using solar power foldable panels, you always see those brands. Those are the brands of the foldable panels that I've been using, is because they are awesome. They're the most powerful and they give out the most power. So, okay, let's get back into questions before I talk y'all ear off. We are close to about 17, 18 minutes on the clock. I'm going to leave this close by. Okay. Hey, DD in Vegas, say, are certain types of panels that do better in hot weather, 90 to 100 degrees, or will they work fine, meaning they won't degrade over time? No, they all degrade. You do not leave your panels out in the rain, sleet, and snow night after night. If you want to leave your panels out on the ground or whatever thing you fashion up, please go purchase rigid panels like this. Don't buy foldable panels to leave outdoors. Okay, these are a lot cheaper anyway. The rigid panels, they're a lot cheaper anyway. The reason you pay so much for those foldable panels is because you can pick them up and just cart them along with you, and they're convenient. But if you just got them on your off-grid property or at your property, period, please purchase rigid panels. Don't. That's my advice to you from experience. Don't leave foldable panels out. Can they handle it? Yeah, they can handle it. But when you finally pick them up, they really start looking like crap. Okay. And you paid too much money just to be throwing money down the toilet. But they can handle 100 degrees. They can handle cold weather if they're just going to do it right then and right there. I wouldn't suggest. I live in the South, so it's always 100 degrees down here. So they can handle the extreme temperatures, but I wouldn't want to do that for long. What's up, Dave Busby? What's going on, brother? Okay, Candace T said, to clarify, I have the AC200P. Okay, now we're getting into another monster. If you have the AC200P, the Blue Eddy AC200P, Candace, this is what I would advise to you. There is and I saved it on my Amazon, and it's been here forever because I'm going to look this up. Because if you have the regular old school Blue Eddy AC200P, you may want to invest in this. Now I'm going to tell you why. Energizer has the exact same 2,000 watt generator. Y'all have seen me use the Energizer. This is where the Energizer beats the Blue Eddy AC200P, because you don't need that many panels to power it. The AC200P, I cannot remember the voltage. But there's a certain threshold, a minimum voltage for the AC200P that you have to, if anybody knows what it is, you can say it. There's a threshold for the regular Blue Eddy AC200P that if you don't have enough voltage, it will not take a charge. Now, they changed that on the Blue Eddy AC200P Max. Once they changed that, you can use one panel, 100 watt panel, and still get a slow charge like any other thing. But let me find this for you. If you buy this adapter, if you purchase this adapter, I'm trying to make sure none of my stuff is on here. If you purchase this certain adapter, it will allow you. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong spot. It will allow you to just be able to use just one panel. Here you go right here. Okay. I got to snapshot this because it's still giving my information. Okay. You got to get slick with these doggone cell phones these days. You'll give your life away. Okay. Okay, this is the adapter right here. You can screenshot this right now. But this is the adapter if you have the Blue Eddy AC200P. This adapter, I know it's $200, but if you already have the Blue Eddy AC200P, the older version, you're going to need this to be able to use just one or two solar panels. I can't remember how the voltage on that, but with the regular AC200P, there has to be a certain amount of voltage before it takes a charge. With this adapter, this brick, you can see the MC4 connectors right here and the lighter socket. This brick here is specialized where you can use those two and get that low amperage and low voltage charge. Okay. So I hope that answers the question. If you're talking about getting any kind of folding panels, you will need to run at least. I have two 120 watt Blue Eddy folding panels. I have to run those in series to get a charge in the AC200P. You cannot run them parallel. They ain't going to do nothing for you. They won't crank it up at all. You have to run them in series because you have to add up that voltage. You got to get that voltage up. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, Candace T. I was going back and forth about just getting solar panels with the Blue Eddy advertised, but it's good to know the other brands. Other brands will fit pretty much everything. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to grab one more item because I do want to show you this. Okay, we have 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, but we'll keep it going. If the questions keep coming in, I'll go. If they don't, that 30 minutes stands. There's a certain kind of solar panel that you just want to stay away from, and I'm gonna let you know about that. If you want to know what that is, because I'm going to talk about that in a whole nother video. But there's a certain solar panel you want to just they always are very affordable online. Stay away from them, and I'm going to show you. If you want to know what they are, I'll show you. But that's going to be another video. If you want to know today, I'll show you. Let's see. Peaches Rodriguez. I managed to get the EB2400, the EB2400 watt, and I know the max is 60 amps, but my panels are 180 watts times 3 at 22 volts. I paneled them in series, and I have also used them in parallels, which is safer to set up. The only thing that's going to tell you what's safe enough is your actual manual. You have to read your manual, read your book. Your book is going to tell you the maximum voltage that you can take. You shouldn't be worried about the amperage. You should be worried about the voltage. If you overvolt, now you may have voltage protection on your solar power generator. If your SPG has voltage protection, how can I put this? For the bigger name solar power generators that I deal with, the voltage protection works, because I've screwed up with my Blue Eddy AC200P a billion times, and thank God they have voltage protection. Some of these very unknown names, not saying that they're bad generators, just their voltage protection is not, I wouldn't risk it. So watch that voltage. You can over panel your generator, but don't overvolt it. Okay. That's when stuff start getting dangerous. Even like you'll burn your house down. So please look at the manual, read your manual, and make sure what's the maximum voltage that your SPG can take. If it says the max is, I don't know, 100, just let's say 120 volts. And if you're running it in series, you want to watch out, because you keep adding that on. If you got two panels and each one of them say it's 20 volts, and the max that your SPG can take is 120, every time you run one in series, you just add that on top, and that goes fast. Okay. Let me see. So please read your manual with that. Candace T, how do I determine which wattage to get for the portable solar panels? That's completely up to you. Like I said, you can buy as many panels as you want to. You can, for instance, here you go. This is the Energizer P320. I told you this is one of my favorites of all time. I can put all of them panels on there. As long as I run them in series, letting me know I can get the maximum. I think the maximum on this, let me see it again. I beat this thing half to death. The maximum input voltage is 20 volts on this. Let me see if I can find the watts. Okay. 3 amps times 20 volts. Okay. So 600 watts. No, that's not right. Yeah. 300 watts is the maximum input you can do with this. I can put as many panels as I want on there, as long as I don't, and run them in parallel, because it's only bringing in, letting you do 20 volts. Most 100-watt panels is around like 18.2, something like that. You don't want to mess with that. So you want to run that in parallel, not series. So you could hook up 2 or 3 panels just to bring in that full wattage of your solar power generator. But if you run it in series, now you start adding those 20s together, those 20 volts together, 20, 40, 60, 80. You'll fry this thing like a Thanksgiving bird. You don't want that. So it doesn't matter how many panels you do them in if you're running in parallel. You just got to be careful with that voltage. That voltage will fry your stuff. That's what you need to watch out for. Don't worry about the watts. Worry about those volts. Like I said, you can get any kind of panels you want. Just don't overvolt your SPG. That's so for everybody don't know. SPG is solar power generator. That's what I call it. Thank you, Candace T. Let me see, Dave Busby. I have the AC 200P. Okay, the voltage is 41.5 volt. 41.5 volt. Okay. Thank you for that, Dave, man. Thank you. So if it's 41.5 volts, that means you at least got to have usually 2 panels, 100-watt Renogy panels is something like, I'm trying to remember, 18.2 volts. So that might not even be enough to kick that thing in the nuts. You might have to, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember correctly, I had to use at least 3 panels, 100-watt Renogy panels to get, let me remember now. You said 41. Okay, you at least got to have 2 of those panels to get that thing to take a charge. The AC 200P, that's why they turned right back around and did the AC 200 Max, because they knew that was stupid. You got this big giant fast charging generator, but every time everybody don't have 4 and 5 different panels. It's mobile. This is not something that you always want to leave just in one stationary spot. So you got to be able to make this as mobile as possible. That's why they turned around and did the Blue Eddy AC 200 Max, because they knew some people just got 1 or 2 panels. They're not interested in the super fast charge. They just really wanted to charge an emergency. So they went back and had to take care of that. Let me see. Oh, we coming up on that hour, y'all. If the questions don't come in, I'm going to have to shut it down. Let me keep going here. Al Smoking, what is your best 2,000-watt generator? I can't answer that. It's just so many great ones. That's not right. It's not quite right. So I'm gonna back this up a little bit more. I'm gonna back that up because it's not even on the hour. There's so many great ones that I own myself. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna pick out what is the best. I'm gonna pick out what I own, what I have, and what I'm very impressed with. Of course, the Energizer 2,000-watt, the Van Power Super Pro, and they don't have that Van Powers out no more. It's another version of that Van Powers. It's the exact same thing. It just has a different name on it. Let me look it up real quick. And everybody is, I don't know what happened to them. I took my dog on. I don't know what's up with the Van Powers. Let me see. The Van Powers Pro. Yeah. I'm going to tell you the name of that other. It's always hiding somewhere far too. Anybody know the name of that other one? It's just like the Van Powers Super Pro, and it's coming in a different name, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They should stop doing that crap. I deal with that a lot, and I tell them don't keep switching the freaking names, or I'll have to drop you. I like the equipment, but you switch the names up and make people think you're trying to trick them on in something. So let's get back to these questions because I'll figure it out. I can't figure it out. Zendur, that's what it was. Zendur is the exact same as the Vanpower Super Pro 2000. I am super impressed with that thing. The Vanpowers, the Energizer, Blue Eddy, of course. Oh, EcoFlow. Oh my God, EcoFlow. I'm trying to think of another one. There's a few that I really like, but that's just a few right off the top of my head. Okay, let's get back in here. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing? Dave Busby said, I have two Renogy panels, 100 watts for the AC 200 watt. Thank you for that, Dave. So, right, two 100-watt Renogy panels should do it. Thank you for that. I really needed that because all of my stuff is out on the land and I don't have everything with me right now. Hey, Diversity Love, how you doing? Said, thanks for your product reviews and Q&A. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh, we at the bottom of the list. So next time this thing go off, Raymond Tate, why not just create a stationary system instead of buying solar power generator? Because what happens in an emergency? In an emergency, you want to take your solar power with you. If you have a stationary unit, which I used to have, stationary systems, you're not taking that power with you. If you do a lot of camping, if you do a lot of hiking, if you do a lot of this outdoor activities, stationary powers don't do anything for you. And here's a new law. It ain't new, but here's a law. If you have a stationary system and you live in the city, you cannot go off grid. You cannot take your home off of your city grid. That's a code violation. You have to stay on the city grid. That's city ordinance. I don't care how much power you got. I don't care how much solar you got. If you built it yourself, you built your own system, it's stationary. You cannot take your system off that grid. I don't care if all you got running is the clock or on your coffee maker or on your microwave. That grid power has to keep running. And if it's not at a certain, kilowatt, they come check on you. In all cities, if your voltage meter ain't running like they think you should be running because they go on an average, they come in and knock on your door and ask you some questions because they need for you to be running on that grid. So having a stationary system, if you notice, it's a lot of people getting away from stationary systems. If you want one to try to power up your home, great. But for the most part, now you got to start dealing with putting that stuff on your rooftop. I mean, I see no reason for to do that anymore. Technology has come so far. I literally have a 38 or 3,500 watt solar power generator with wheels on it and a handle that can charge and run everything on my off-grid property. Why would I want to just make all that stationary? So it's in my RV or on my RV on board. So if I feel like picking up and leaving, I could just pick up and leave. If it's stationary, you put in all that work. Now you got to disassemble that and take it with you. So let me keep going here. Yeah, I think that's it. Good morning, Miss Thomas. Amina, okay. Candace T, I think I get it. So you need enough panels to meet the 41.5 volts charge to 200. Yes. And Dave Busby just said he has two, because I couldn't remember whether it was two or three. He has two 100-watt Renogy panels hooked up in series to get that. To charge that over, to crank that thing over. So yes, Candace T. Miss 1204, how you doing this morning? Say, I'm so glad I follow you. My power is out now, and I'm glad I have an SPG to get me through this. Gnat is killing me until the power comes back on. You gotta have them these days. You gotta have it. Okay. Thank you so much, Candace T. That bell is about to ring, family. No more questions. If not, we gonna bow out gracefully. But I will be doing this every week or every video that I put out on this channel. We're gonna have a live discussion about the product, question and answer. It won't be me just running my mouth. I really want to hear from you guys so we can really get a chance to help each other. Um, okay. I'm gonna say this last one. Al Smoking T says Alcatel P5000. Do you think it's better than the AC200P? Video sounds great. I mean, I have a lot of Alcatel products, and I've been impressed with them for the last 2 years that I've been dealing with. 2 or 3 years I've been dealing with them. They have Alcatel has not given me a piece of junk yet. I mean, I have been overly impressed with Alcatel for the last few years. I have not had any complaints. As a matter of fact, if you look at a lot of my videos, I always have Alcatel somewhere around me because they knock them out the park. If you look at all my videos, what I'm charging my e-bikes with, or a lot of times it's an Alcatel. Now it's the same thing. Alcatel, they changed their name, FF Power. It's another one that they changed their name, and I told them stop doing that. Now they got a new name called a Abriel. I really wish they stopped doing that because that throws people off and it makes it look scamish. But they're really good. It's really good products. I just really wish they stopped changing the names because I'm gonna be honest with you, that even me, it pisses me off because I'm like, listen, I can't keep saying the subsidy name. Tell me what this is, man. So I don't care what the name is. I may mention their new name briefly, but this is Alcatel, and I'm telling people the truth about because I'm not gonna keep doing that. Make you think this is a whole new company. If they want to do that, they got to come up with something better than that. What's the difference between series and parallel? We explained that. Okay. Let me see, what was that? Oh, Raymond Tate says they do keep coming to my house. Exactly. That's because if you're not getting any any energy, and that kilowatt meter ain't moving out there, listen, when you do that, you put the wrong eyes on you. You bring the wrong kind of attention to your home. You don't want to keep doing that. Okay. Thank you, Miss 1204. Thank you for that. I appreciate you for that. How is their support? So far, the support has been, I haven't, that's a good question. So far, I haven't had to call Alcatel for anything because their stuff has never stopped working in 3 years. So I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. We keep in contact. Me and the company keeps in contact. And when I have a question, they answer it right away. So that's as far as I can tell you. I can't tell you if you have a situation or a problem with the product, how hard it would be for you to get in touch with them or something. I would think and I would hope that maybe you may never have to call them for anything because I have it and I have a lot of their products. No problem, Candace. And Candace, thank you for participating. So I love you had the most questions. I love that. Thank you. Um I'm gonna remove this sleeper because I don't know. Maybe you did a typo or something, but let me just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It won't let me remove it at this very moment without getting rid of you. That's ridiculous. Anyway, say Blue Eddie doesn't answer phones or return calls. I've never had to deal with. I've never had to call Blue Eddie either, and I have a lot of Blue Eddie products. I've never had anything fell on me from Blue Eddie at all. Not even a glitch. Hey, Amina said, "Are you having another Practice Your Preps meetup this year?" Yes, I am. It will be in September, and we'll be talking about that on the Laird Farmer channel. And it's coming down to the wire where we're going to start really promoting that. So definitely, this time, do not bring a gigantic tent because we're going to be rural. We're going to be rural camping, like caveman camping. There will not be any power, plug-in power, or anything like that. Let me see. Loretta Lawson, Happy Jack question regarding recharging. Give me the question, Loretta. The more questions come in, the faster they come in, the more we can stay that full hour. If the questions don't come in, I gotta go. Let me see. Gila Monster say I had to call Blue Eddie and their customer service was 100%. Sorry you had an issue. I haven't had to call them for anything. What was your problem? Who I'm trying to see who had the problem with Blue Eddie. Al Smoking. What was your problem with Blue Eddie at all for you to call them? That's what I would love to know. So Al Smoking T, if you can tell me why did you call Blue Eddie? Gila Monster says the AC200 for me wouldn't charge. We just explained that earlier. The reason why people keep getting the AC200P and it's not charging is because you're not putting it up. It takes us a minimum of, what was it, Dave? 40 volts? A minimum of 40 volts before that thing starts cranking over. So you got to at least run two 100-watt panels at like 20 volts a piece before that thing start cranking. You can't add one 100-watt panel to the Blue Eddie AC200P. It's not going to take a charge. Oh, and Guy Lamonza says, so it was replaced. Yeah. Hi, Melissa. How you doing? Say customer service for Blue Eddie was great as well. My brick was faulty, and they sent me a new one out quickly. Okay. Al Smoking says no problem. Just had questions when I first purchased. Answer service was always full. That's because Al. That's exactly this is why I asked you the question, brother. Because they don't have time to be just answering questions that's right there in the book. Those I promise you, I don't even know you, brother, but I bet you your questions was right there in that manual because that manual is thorough. They don't have time to be answering questions that you can read out of that manual while they're trying to handle real problems. It's kind of like 911. Like you ain't gonna call 911 and say, "Ooh, I got an ouchie on my finger." You're gonna be like, "Hey, it's a dude out here ain't breathing." So I'm going to remove that, okay? And I will hope you will remove that too. That's not this bad customer service, okay? Let's not throw shade where it don't belong. That's not bad customer service. If you calling with an average question like, "Hey, I just bought this, and why is there so much foam in the box?" Stuff like that. If you are not having a problem, you just had a couple of questions about your unit, I please read your book. I'm an advocate of reading the book. I'm gonna tell you this true story. if I ever got like super rich or famous or something, I'm gonna tell you what my first charity would be. It'll be a charity. I will do a funding. I would do a whole educational system. I would have this. If some people build Boys and Girls Club, some people save the whales. I would have a read the freaking book foundation. Because the one thing folks don't do these days is read the freaking book. I would have, if I was rich and famous, that's how I would give back my philanthropy. That's how I would give back to my people in my community is start something where people could just come read free books, man. Free books. Because we don't do it. Let me see. 40.15. Thank you, Dave Busby. 41.5. That's it. 41.5 is the minimum. However, let me see. However, out Happy Jack foldable panel quit this year. Happy Jackie. I don't know what that is. Say, okay, got it. This was over a year ago. Oh, no problem. No problem. All right. So no more questions. Let's get out of here. This was fun. Thank you for hitting me with all the questions, especially the questions from Candace T. Candace T, you knocked it out the box. I want to say thank you to Miss 1204 for the super chat. I really appreciate it, my sister. I'm doing the best I can to give you all I got. So I want to say thank you for that. So thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the questions, because without the questions, I can't make this live stream work. Not on this channel. Sunny Backyard Farmer, what's going on, brother? I'm on my way out of here, man. But thank you for stopping by, brother. And that tractor you got, we're gonna have to talk about that. I hope a customer left that behind because they couldn't afford the price to fix it. Tell me if that tractor is for sale. Let me know. All right. What's Raymond Tate? What should I get? I can't tell you what you should get, my friend. It all depends on what kind of power source you need and what's your living situation. I mean, what are you going to be using it for mainly? All of that counts. I can't tell you what you should be getting. All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. Lev Farmer 73. Thank you for stopping by Hood Tech. If you have any more questions, you just didn't want to come in the live chat, put the questions down in the comment section below and I will answer them. Lev Farmer 73. I love you guys, and I am out as soon as I can find out how to get out of this chat, because I never use my laptop. It's around here somewhere out there, somewhere. Ooh, what is this button? What does this do? Here we go. Everybody have a wonderful day. Raymond Tate, wait a minute. Raymond Tate says you're using your power to power your house and tools. Okay. What kind of tools? How are you powering your house? All of those details count. The way you just put that so vague is that's not going to help anybody help you. Believe this. If you go out there with that question, it'll be like getting off the bus in Hollywood in the 70s. Okay. You're going to get off that bus thinking you're going to become a star. You're going to become a star, but not the kind you wanted to become. All right. What I mean by that is if you go around asking such vague questions like that, you got to have detailed questions. What kind of tools are you using? What do you plan on powering inside of your home? You got to have those details. Then you got to find out how much wattage does your deep freezer take? How much wattage and voltage does your refrigerator freezer take? How many wattage and voltage does your microwave take? If you don't know all of those questions, you have to find out to know how much power that you really need. If you don't know that, somebody gonna sell you a pissy dream. Okay, People out here want to sell you anything. I'm not a salesman at all. I'm not a salesman at all. Now, I represent companies, but I don't sell anything. I like these products that I show. I don't want nobody getting stiffed. I don't want nobody getting stuck with junk. So I show you and tell you what I got. So I'm not going to tell you what you should buy. If you ask that question out there in the YouTube town, you go asking that question, somebody going to try to sell you anything so they can get a profit. I don't sell stuff. Somebody going to sell you something that you can't use. You're going to kind of be stuck with it. Okay. So please be careful, brother, when you asking those questions out here in Tube Town. Oh, you ain't got to be sorry, man. Just please be careful. Carbon Q, I want to say thank you, my sister, for coming by. Thank you for letting me know you okay. And I prayers up for your mom and everything. Please, if you need me, holla at me. All right. Live Farmer 73. I love you guys, and I'm out. Thank you for coming by Hood Tech.